Today on Why Do We Need to Know This, we'll learn that multiplication means adding in equal groups, that we can count anything by lining it up in equal rows, and that we can use multiplication to quickly count bottles, truck wheels, and even basketball points.
You count those. Wait, I already counted those.
Okay, I'll count these. Wait, did you count these already?
Hey, April, Marcos, what's up with all those drinks?
Oh, hi, Adesina. We might have too many to fit in the fridge.
Yeah, we're counting them before we try stuffing them in there.
It's taking us a while to count all these. There has to be a more efficient way.
It looked like you were counting them one at a time. Have you tried counting them in groups to be more efficient?
So we're only going to count how many groups there are?
Don't we have to count the bottles one at a time to make sure that we count them all?
We will definitely count all the bottles, but if we count in groups and use repeated addition, it takes less time. The process is called multiplication. Let me show you. You know how to add by sixes, right?
Like 6 plus 6 plus 6?
Exactly. So instead of counting each bottle separately, let's count by sixes.
Okay, 6.
Plus sixes,
12,
plus another sixes.
18,
Keep going.
24, 30, 36, 42, 48. We have 48 drinks.
Neat. It is faster to count in groups of 6. Thanks, Adesina.
Great work.
But what if we want to count bottles that aren't in 6-packs?
Then we could just make our own equal groups.
Great idea. Instead of counting the bottles in their 6-packs, let's separate them. Now let's try counting all of these bottles by lining them up in rows of equal size. Rows go left and right, and each one will represent a group.
We know the bottles come in groups of 6. So let's start by making rows that have 6 bottles in them.
When we're done, we'll have what's called an array, which is an arrangement of objects in rows of equal size.
Oh, so this array has 6 bottles in each row.
And it's important that each row has an equal number of items. In this case, 6 in each row.
Exactly. Now that we have equal groups of 6 in each row, we can just count by sixes.
6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, 48. So there are 48 bottles total.
Excellent. What you just did is repeated addition. We added 6 8 times.
6 plus 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 6 is 48.
And now with multiplication, you can speed that up. Since we know there are 8 groups of 6, we can say 8 times 6 is equal to 48. That's multiplication.
So multiplication is just a more efficient way to add up any equal groups?
That's right. We can represent multiplication with an X symbol between the numbers. And when you read it, you say the word times. So this equation would read as 8 times 6 equals 48.
That's convenient.
And we have names for the numbers involved. 8 and 6, the numbers you multiply together, are called factors. And the answer you get is called the product. So doing this multiplication allows us to count these bottles faster. 8 groups of 6 is 8 times 6 equals 48.
Okay, so since we have 48 bottles and our fridge can fit up to 50 bottles, they can all fit.
Great. Now, who's going to put them away? Let's look at another example of how multiplication is just adding in equal groups. This truck has 8 wheels on it. Because it handles such tough jobs, these wheels need to be replaced from time to time. Suppose we have 5 trucks with 8 wheels each and want to replace all their wheels. How many total wheels is that?
We could count the wheels on all 5 trucks one at a time, or we could find the answer faster using multiplication.
Right. In the last example, bottles came in 6-packs, so we were counting in groups of 6.
In this case, each truck has a group of 8 wheels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we can make an array with equal groups of 8.
So each row will have 8 wheels.
Awesome. And how many rows will we have?
5, because there are 5 trucks.
We're now ready to count the wheels in groups of 8.
It looks like we need to add 8 5 times.
Give it a try.
8, 16, 24, 32, 40.
There are 40 wheels.
So this means 5 times 8 is 40. That's a lot of wheels.
Right? Can you imagine if they had to replace 40 wheels 3 times?
That would be 40 plus 40 plus 40, which equals 120. Or as we now know, 3 times 40 equals 120.
You just multiplied again.
That's right. Anytime we add equal groups, we are multiplying.
Whoa, Marcos and April, you both must have wheels because you're on a roll.
Come on.
Yes!
You go!
Thanks, guys. Multiplication can also help us keep track of scores in games, like basketball. I'll shoot some 3-point shots. Will you please help me keep track of my score?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah!
Right in the net.
That one's 3. That's 2 3s. 3 3s. 4 3s. 5 3s. 6 3s. 7 3s. 8 3s. Yeah. Nice shooting, Adesina.
Thank you.
Since each shot is worth 3 points and you scored 8 times, the total number of points is 8 times 3, which is 24.
And if you were to score again, you would just add 3, which means 9 times 3 is 27.
And if you score one last time, we get 10 times 3, which is 30.
Right. It's important to understand that 10 times 3 of anything is 30. It doesn't matter what the objects are. Basketball points, cupcakes, water bottles, you name it. A handy way to keep track of multiplication problems we use often is with the help of a multiplication table. It keeps track of answers to multiplication problems and allows us to quickly look them up later. Here's what a multiplication table looks like.
Wow, that looks complicated.
It does at first, but it's actually quite simple. Each row in this multiplication table represents counting by equal groups of different sizes. For example, we just counted groups of 3. So if we look in the row that starts with 3, it shows us 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, and 30.
Oh, I get it. And along the top, it shows you how many times the number 3 has been multiplied.
So this table can help us learn multiplication problems. Like if I wanted to know 5 times 3, I can look up where 5 and 3 intersect on the table, and the answer is right there.
Exactly.
So in the table, we see 8 times 6 is 48.
That's convenient. And 5 times 8 is 40.
Right. We're going to use multiplication a lot in math, especially in higher grade levels. So it's really important that you know how to use this table in order to learn your multiplication facts.
How will I ever learn all the multiplication facts on the table?
A little bit at a time. I'll show you one way to remember the 9s row. Hold out both hands. To multiply by 9, count from the left and fold that finger down. For example, for 2 times 9, fold the second finger down. The number of fingers on the left side of the folded finger is the tens place, and the fingers on the right side is the ones place. Here we see 1 on the left and 8 on the right. So this means 2 times 9 is 18.
To show 5 times 9, fold your 5th finger down. The fingers to the left of the folded finger give you the digits in the tens place, while those on the right give you the digits in the ones place. So this means that 5 times 9 is 45.
That's right.
And all the multiples of 9 are right here in the multiplication table. 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54, 63, 72, 81, 90.
Exactly, Marcos. All the multiplication problems from 1 times 1 to 10 times 10 fit into this little multiplication table. Let's do a quick example to see how we can use it. Check out this box of cupcakes. How can you quickly count up all of these cupcakes?
We can use multiplication to add and equal groups.
There are 10 cupcakes in each row, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows.
So that's 6 times 10, which we can now look up in the multiplication table.
It looks like 6 and 10 cross at 60. So 6 times 10 is 60 cupcakes.
But wait, look. If you start with 10 on this side and 6 on the other side, you get the same answer, 60. So 6 times 10 is 60, but also 10 times 6 is 60? Weird.
Yeah, it's almost like you can multiply in any order. Why is that?
That's a great observation. And now it's time to wonder why.
Today, I want to know, why is it that when you multiply numbers in either order, you get the same answer?
You can see this by looking at the multiplication table.
If we find 3 times 5 in the table, it's 15.
And 5 times 3 in the table is also 15. Let's make arrays of both situations to understand this. First, 5 times 3. That's 5 groups of 3. Let's count them. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 dots.
Now, let's make an array to show the other order. 3 times 5. That's 3 groups of 5. Let's count them. 5, 10, 15 dots.
It's the same answer. So 5 times 3 is 15. And 3 times 5 is 15.
You can see this more easily if you rotate one of the arrays. Now, it's clear that they are actually the same, but one is rotated.
And that's why when you multiply numbers in either order, you get the same answer.
Yeah.
Today, we learned that multiplication means adding in equal groups.
That we can count anything by lining it up in equal rows.
And we can use multiplication to quickly count drink bottles, truck wheels, basketball points, anything.
And now you know why you need to know this. I'm Adesina.
I'm April.
I'm Marcos.
And until next time, remember, always question, always wonder.